I guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find the perfect caffeine, and I came back to let you know I love my cold brew, and I can't let go. My friends don't wonder what is wrong with me. I'm in a daze from all of my coffee. I came back to let you know I love my cold brew, and I can't let go. Some people go to their Starbucks, but they may never get their favorite cup. What Mike won't do, do for cup. He's tried all the best, still they don't measure up. In my world, only you, as I say to my cup of cold brew. Woo! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Mornings with Mike. Glad to see you in here. And now, for the host of the show, please give a round hand for Mike! I have arrived for the second time. This is crazy, man. This is a whole setup thing I had to learn in a night. I thought I could just do it in a night's worth of work. I'm like, yeah, no problem. We got this. We can do it. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I know it's like almost afternoon hours here, but look, we're a little laggy in the, Mornings with Mike scenario. I guess I probably should position this better over here, or I think it should be fine. So today we got a few things going on. We have the YouTube set up. This is the debut show, and it's either gonna sink or swim. Morning. Nice to see y'all in here. But so for today, I'm gonna have a bit of a hot coffee. I feel like taking the monitor headphones off, but if for any reason I get too loud, let me know. I can always adjust volume. So we got a good old little pumpkin spice. I don't know if you guys can see that. Pumpkin spice from Starbucks. I actually made a cold brew concentrate with this, Thursday night I put it in. And yeah, so I threw it in there, got the cold brew concentrate, and I was like, you know what? I haven't had hot coffee in a while. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a good old school French press. A little bit too much. Yeah, it's just about right. I don't know. Whenever I do the French press, I do love to have 2 cups of coffee. It's crucial. It's crucial to just my general day-to-day living. So, gotta get it in. Amanda, what up, Amanda? Awesome to see you guys in here. This is this is the first time. There's expected to be errors, right? We're expecting those to happen, but through all else, we have each other. But yeah, so this is just waiting on the boiling water to get finished. I was a goof, and I set you guys ever do that on yours with the oven? The oven tries to tell you where it's positioned, so it'll be like, this one's the back one, this one's the front burner. And then you guys turn the back burner on, but put your pan on the front burner. Classic case of what I just did right now. That was what I just did. So what can you do? Not much, but just wait for it to be done. It's almost done. It's almost done boiling. So we'll get to it. Well, we got some cool stuff here today. So, my daughter's mother, she concocted up some coffee cake yesterday from scratch. This is what it looks like, and that is a cinnamon crumble on the top there. We're going to dive into this once we get our coffee ready. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing here. So, yeah, and this is going to be kind of a weekly thing. Like I said, I don't know if I said it out earlier, but we're going to be doing the live here. And then once we do the live here, this will get uploaded to Facebook so people can still see it if they prefer to see it that way, which is always fine. So, yeah, hopefully you guys have your cups of coffee ready. That would be awesome. And I got the French press coffee ready to go. We got this whole setup here today, guys. It's kind of crazy. I felt a little insane last night running through these several test runs. As you can see, it took me about 13 minutes even today to get this situated. But we're on it. We're trying. We're gonna go through it. We're gonna persevere through this one because this is the debut. And again, hiccups are expected. It's expected. All right. So we converted the table, moved it sideways, so it gives us more room to work with. Before, when it was the shorter way, you didn't have too much room to work with. So now we actually have a bit of room to work with now. So that's cool. We got the microphone. This is essentially the microphone I use to record. So any songs that you've heard have been recorded on this microphone. I was in the process of looking at, I think they're Lavalier. I don't know how you pronounce it. Those microphones, those omnidirectional ones. I'm probably still going to get one. But yeah, I just wanted to see how this setup worked first, and I was able to get it going with it. So, might as well, check this out and try it. Like I said, we could always make changes on the go with this. Nothing is permanent, right? So yeah, let's get our pumpkin spice on, and we will be right back. Woo! Okay, we are back. So, we got our hot water. Oh my gosh, this looks like, you know what? I'm going to go pour this over here because the last thing I want on the stream is something going AWOL, hot water getting all over the place. And then you know what? There's not really much you can do at that point to salvage it, you know? So we are going to put this into a sleeve because if we don't, it's going to go all over the place. Actually, let's get it in this one. Come on, buddy. Work with me here. Okay, it's not working with me. So, we're going to figure out another method here. Look at that, we're already running into issues here. Okay, come on, coffee. Work with me here. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Lord. Okay. No, we're just gonna hold it like that. Hope to God it stays up. That's what we're gonna do. Hot! It's hot. It is hot, guys. But I didn't know why I thought it would be any different. So, we have our slightly kind of fallen French press here, we got this. We are throwing our attachment on the top, and we're gonna let it sit for 5 minutes. Alexa, set a 5-minute timer.
5 minutes, starting now.
Thank you. That is my trusty assistant. She sometimes gets things wrong, but you know, what can you do? I'm trying to figure this thing out. Who would make this? Who would make this as like a thing to carry glass in? Why? Why would you have those up? Why wouldn't you put rubber tips on them? Why? I don't know. But anyways, we're gonna let this go for 5 minutes, and we have our coffee, creamer, sugar already ready. So, as you can see clearly, it was a long night last night. But I went to bed knowing I was going to wake up and get to try this bad boy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we're going to give this a taste. We're going to give this a taste, baby. I want to get a little piece. Oh shit. Okay. All right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Alrighty, here guys, we are trying the cinnamon coffee cake. I can't hear, is it? Oh God. So I got sound coming out of the way again. Nobody can hear. Can anybody? Oh, Jesus, Murphy. Did I get it? No? Can nobody hear? Oh, you can. Okay. Shit. Check your, might be a little mute icon on the YouTube there. You could just click, Jonester. Try that. See if that works or helps. Okay, but yeah, so some people can hear, some people can't hear. Let me check the stream on the phone here. It might be some finagling you gotta do. Finagling. Yeah, this is the glory of doing this the first time, guys, right? Like I said, we're bound to make some Scrooges here. We're definitely bound to make some Scrooges. I will not. Yeah? Oh, I really can't hear anything. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, I can hear it. Okay. Yeah, so it is. So it is. Try or use that, or try opening in the YouTube app, Jonester. That might help as well. But oh my God, this cinnamon coffee cake! Holy smokes, this is amazing. You guys did really awesome on this one. 10 out of 10 for me. Yeah. This is gonna go good with that cup of coffee coming up right now. Alexa, how much time we got?
You have 1 minute and 50 seconds left on your 5-minute timer.
All right. This is also slowly becoming one of my favorite coffee cups. I don't know if you guys could see it. It's a big coffee cup, and it has the Disney princesses on it. I mean, of course, part of the reason it's cool because it has the Disney princesses on it, but it also is just like a really well-rounded cup of coffee. And yeah, I don't know. I feel so comfortable with this cup in my hand. Yeah, most coffee cups, or most normal coffee cups, right? They're like those little mini ones. Not mini, but I mean, at least it feels mini to me. I feel like I'm only getting like 6 ounces of coffee in there, which is kind of crazy to think about it, because who can survive on 6 ounces of coffee? Somebody can, probably. Not me. I need a decent amount. And did I have any coffee yesterday? I don't think I did. I've been trying to space it when it gets to Sunday. I've been trying to space it out to where I only have like a cup. I don't even think I had a cup on Friday. Yeah, I've been trying to space them out a little bit more, because I did find at a certain point when I was drinking a lot of coffee, like almost daily, I wouldn't look forward to it as much. Or I just wouldn't be programmed to like want to actually make it. Just because I've had the cold brews for so long. I had the Java House on the rocks. Those were just little cold brew concentrates that you throw in with a cup of water, ice. You guys remember how excited I was over those, which they're awesome. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, nothing beats like actually making your cup of coffee. Like a nice hot cup of coffee always gets the job done. The cold brews are cool. Like, don't get me wrong, Alexa, stop. Cold brews are wrong. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, just I do miss the good old hot cups of coffee. All right, so we're gonna try this here. This is either going to be a fail moment or a... Ooh, look at that! One thing has actually gone right, guys. I was able to get this freaking thing all the way in. Now if I could just twist it. There we go. Heck yeah! Good job. Let's give a hand of applause. I need to get a applause thing in here. Excuse me. So, we got the coffee here. We're going to go ahead and press it down. Let's see if I can get a... No, I don't want to even try to get a better view here. But yeah, this is the coffee. And we're going to go ahead and press down on this bad boy. Nice and slowly so as we don't get any grounds into the actual mix. I remember seeing a friend use this machine. And I thought it was just absolute nonsense. And I thought it was really complicated. And I did not know how simple and easy it was to make a quick cup of coffee. And then also on top of that, have it taste so freaking good, like as if you spent hours like putting it together. So yeah. And now we do the pour. This is probably not the best way to do this. Get a little bit of that, what is it, that, yeah. Get a little bit of that ASMR in there. Woo! All right. Yeah, that was a very dangerous maneuver there. That could have easily, if anybody who knows me in real life knows how freaking clumsy I can be. I am very clumsy. My clumsiness knows no bounds at all. So yeah, we got our sugar and creamer already in here. We got our pumpkin pie spice creamer, of course, obviously. You wouldn't have any other creamer with pumpkin coffee. And yeah, let this cool down a little bit. But yeah, this is our finished product. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see the steam coming up. My hand shaking because it is a heavy cup of coffee. But yeah. Yo, what up? What up, T? What up, dog? What's cracking, man? Just trying to capture these this whole aura going on right now with the coffee. Yeah, man, it took a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm proud of it. I'm happy with it. I'm excited. And we'll see what happens. We'll see if we can't ink some coffee deals off this. Because, you know, your boy is... I'm going to be using this channel also. Well, this whole YouTube channel in general has been set up. Of course, coffee is going to be one of the things we dive into. But I didn't want it to be the only thing that we dive into. So it's just everything, just things in general. Life happens, coffee happens, shit around the world happens, just things in general, man. And I feel like the mornings with Mike leading up to this were kind of like a get ready kind of moment. And so that's what now we're in it. We are officially in it. So, yeah, heck yeah. So let's go ahead and give this coffee a try here. This is the Starbucks pumpkin spice, baby. This the good stuff. This the good stuff. Not to discredit Unique Coffee Roasters. Their pumpkin spice was delicious as well. I actually have 2 cold brew quarts in there for my week ahead. Their coffee is really good, but I am really excited to try this Starbucks stuff because this is kind of what started it all, right? The pumpkin spice craze started at Starbucks with the, the PSLs and all that stuff. And look, most activities, I look at it and I'm just like, this is ridiculous. This is nonsense. However, when I tried my first pumpkin coffee, it honestly made my fall that much better. It made it just, I don't know, just the taste, the flavors. It's like a weird feeling. It's a weird, indescribable, happy feeling. Better words to put it. So, let's do a little bon appetit. Cheers, everybody. Hope you have your cups of coffee with you. If not, throw your imaginary cups of coffee up there. And yeah, if anybody can get a picture of this, of them watching this, that would be awesome. And send it to your boy. That'd be pretty cool to just have. This has been a long time in the making. So cheers to that. Cheers to coffee, endeavors, life, and everything in general, right? Scratch that. I shouldn't have said everything in general. Just, the good shit in life. Cheers to the good shit in life. And holy shit, this is some good shit. Woo! That's hot. It's hot. It's been a while since I've had hot coffee, so I'm kind of excited. I love hot coffee just as much as I love cold coffee, right? Cold coffee is good for the cold times when it's super hot outside, but you still want to wake up. That paired perfectly with the pumpkin spice. The cinnamon from that coffee cake and the pumpkin flavors from the coffee knocked it out the park. That was delicious. Very delicious. Originally, what I did is because I wanted to have like another pumpkinized treat or whatever. So I bought these pumpkin cream cheese cookies. It's like the Pillsbury. They have the ready to bake Pillsbury cookie packs. So they had their pumpkin one. They started dropping their pumpkin one, and that's the pumpkin cookie with the cheesecake chips or whatever. They're fantastic. But yesterday, I found out my daughter's mother was cooking up some cinnamon coffee cake. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I have to try this. I have to try this. So she dropped it off yesterday. I was holding myself from trying it. Tried it today. Yeah, it was definitely well worth the wait. Pairs perfectly with a cup of coffee as well. So, yeah, that was just great. But yeah, how is everybody doing out there? How's everybody's week been? Like, has it been as crazy as my week was? Has it been less crazy? Yeah, last weekend we had the birthday party, like I told y'all last week. And so I was trying to use this week to kind of just like simmer down, just kind of chillax a bit. Getting a little more acclimated with my Xbox One, but the only game I've been playing is Skater XL. Shouts out to Skater XL. That game is on fire. That one, and then I think I've also dabbled a bit in Infinite Warfare. That was one of my favorite Call of Duties, by the way. What was it? The Zombies in Spaceland. One of my favorites, and one of my daughter's favorites too. So we sometimes game it up on there. Well, only one of us can game it up because I only have one controller right now. But we're hoping to get another one soon. I don't know. The one that I got came with one controller, so we work with that. And yeah, this week has been kind of just easing back into things, taking a little bit of a break, trying to keep the house a little clean. As you can see, I mean that goes as good as anything. My room can get cleaned, and within the next day, it's done. But Friday, I was able to get a TV mount up, and I had been questioning putting a TV mount up in my room for a good minute. And finally, Friday, I swapped it out, got it, came home, and I was really not looking forward to putting it up. Something about TV mounts from the last one that I put up just just scares me in general because you're drilling into wall, you're drilling into the holes, and it can get a little messy. But nonetheless, I was able to get it up, put it up there, and after several reconnects and redos, it kept wanting you to like take off a certain plate, and I kept taking it off the wrong plate, so having to readjust it, put it back together, take it apart, put it back together, take it apart, and by like the 4th or 5th time, I finally got it, and we got the TV hung up successfully, so now I don't have it. Before, it had no stand, so it was just kind of there. That's why I got it for a good price, though. It was passing by Walmart. I was like, oh, it was like an open box or like, I guess, a return. But they mark it down because it doesn't have certain things. Like this one didn't have the remote, so I ended up getting it for $60. $60 for a brand new TV. And it's 32 inches. That's all I need for my room. We got the huge TV out in the living room if we ever want to watch it. So yeah, 32 inches works. It's perfect for me. And yeah, so that was what I did Friday. Friday, went to go hang out with my buddy for his wife's birthday. And we hung out there Friday, came home, stopped at McDonald's, had to get the kid the old Travis Scott meal because, you know, they see it happening and they say, hey, we want the Travis Scott meal. So I literally pulled up to Mickey D's. Let's see if I can show you guys. I don't know if you can see it or not. Oh, that is awesome. Thanks, Dunster. I love it. I love it. Trying to see if I can find the video. It was just me pulling up to let's see here. Not today, actually. Okay, so I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it too well, but we're gonna put this here, and I'll put this here. Maybe I should turn this off. That might be better. Okay, here it is. Push play. Not today, actually. Cactus Jack sent me. So I literally pulled up to Mickey D's on these fools, and I told him Cactus Jack sent me. I said that. We don't need this so bright. Maybe tone it down a notch or two. But yeah, we rolled up to Mickey D's, told them Cactus Jack sent us, and they already knew what we wanted. They already knew what we were there for. Yeah, and then Saturday I woke up kind of late. Went to sleep late, woke up late. I mean, it's usual for the weekend. But I didn't have any coffee yesterday, and I honestly probably could have used coffee yesterday more than anything. Because yeah, I felt a little tired when I woke up. You know, when you wake up, you don't feel like you've gotten enough sleep or whatever. But yeah, that's what I felt like that day. And yeah, usually on those days is when I need to have a cup of coffee. It's necessary for just like my functioning of being an adult. Isn't that like one of the cliche things that people say? Oh, I need coffee to function. I need coffee to function. Well, I do though. It's true. It's probably one of the cliches that is a true cliche. And cliche. I just like saying the word cliche. That's a cool word. Maybe you can't. Oh shit! I forgot to move this back. Cliche is one of my favorite words to use. It's such a cliche. It's such a cliche. But I feel like it's such a cliche to say it's such a cliche. You know what I mean? To me personally, I feel like when people say, "Oh, it's such a cliche," like, what is cliche about it? It's cliche that you're thinking it's cliche. Cliche. See, I couldn't even say it right there. Cliche. I don't know, guys. But yeah. So this brings us to the next segment. I'm gonna take one more sip of this because I'm gonna have to think about it. And so I guess I said originally it was gonna be embarrassing school stories, but I guess this one is just a school story in general. So let me paint the picture here for you. So before we leave, so normally in elementary school, I always walked home with my buddy Aaron. I think I talked about this last stream. Shouts out to Aaron, dude, wherever you're at. I hope you're okay. I hope you're out there still somewhere. maybe somehow we can get this video out there and we can find this guy. I don't know. I saw him once, like when I went back to El Paso, and then like I never saw him again. But anyways, I used to always walk with him to his house. He lived like a block away from my house. My dad didn't get home till 5, so my dad always liked for me to go to his house. So this particular day, he ended up, I couldn't find him. So it was end of school. I couldn't find him. Usually I found him like at a certain place. He wasn't there. I ended up finding out like he ended up walking home, like on with with like a buddy or whatever earlier, and I never knew. So I ended up going and finding. I just ended up starting to walk home on my own. I was like, okay. I mean, I'm not gonna just stay here all day. Like, I gotta go home at some point. So after all the kids were like cleared out from the elementary school, I just started walking home. And there was like this area where it was right across the street. If you're in El Paso, you know where this is. The street from William D. In front of the slider track. There's like a little roundabout that comes out. Anyways, I was walking across. There was a group of kids that crossed like a little bit before me. It wasn't that long. It was a little bit. So they crossed over, and I was just assuming the dude could see me. So I started walking. And as I started walking, the dude in the trunk didn't see me, and he done hit his gas, and then all of a sudden I hear a big, and it was like the truck was going, like this is the truck right here. I was walking across, and the guy started going. Once he hit his brakes right here, the car skidded a bit and poof, bumped into me. Threw me to the floor. I probably made it more dramatic than it actually was. But you know, like when you're a kid, right? You get hurt, and then you start, are you okay? And then all of a sudden you start feeling your crocodile tears come out. You're like, oh, yes, I'm okay. I think I'm okay. And honestly, I think I made the situation probably more dramatized than it was in the situation. Truck hit me. I fell down, and the guy got out the truck. He was just trying to like plead his case the whole time. I think it was this white dude that just popped out the truck, and it was so funny. Like now that I think back at it, like all that dude wanted was to just be cleared of the situation entirely. He was not trying to go down as the dude who hit somebody in a truck. And I remember that because I remember like, even when my dad had gotten there later, they were talking about everything, like the whole like pressing charges or whatever, and like just like nah. Yeah, and then they tried to like take me to the hospital, and like my dad was like nah, like my dad asked me, and like it was crazy because like I don't think my dad ever believed in like bringing to hospitals for things. And he was like, yeah, do you need to go to the hospital? And I was just like, I think I'm okay. And yeah, so it was crazy. Like when that whole situation happened, the neighbor from one of the houses over there came to check on me. He brought me inside, and I remembered he got me a Coca-Cola. And it's weird, these weird things I remember. Got me a Coca-Cola, and I was really stoked on the Coke. I started drinking it. Started drinking the soda. And then I guess he called the fire department, like without even really asking me, like if I needed the fire department called. He ended up coming there, and yeah, they got there. They were questioning me, and this is all like I guess I was waiting for everybody to get home, or I guess they were trying to get a hold of somebody. And so my dad started coming. I guess they also called my sister, who was working at Big Ed at the time. They ended up calling her. And all they told her was that I got run over by a car, which is technically wasn't far from what happened. I didn't get actually run over by a car. I got tapped by a truck, a slight tap. But yeah, I remember seeing my sister, and like it was crazy because she thought I was a goner at that point with the way they worded it to her. It was kind of crazy, and. Yeah, it was a crazy moment. I remember. I think I cried a bit when I was seeing her cry. It was just the whole thing. And then after that, we picked her up, and then I think we stopped at the gas station. I got me some They just came out with those. You guys know the Ritz peanut butter crackers, like the square ones? They came out with some Dorito ones of those. I got me like 2 packs of those. My dad got me a Slurpee. And I was good to go. And then I think I want to say the next day was Halloween, or it might have been Friday. I'm not sure. But I remember like them kind of encouraging me to like stay home and not go to school. But I was like, nah, like I can go to school. It's fine. And I just had like, it was like on the side of my hip. It was like a kind of like a bit of a cut / bruise that kind of got open. So I was like, nah, I can go to school. It's no big deal. Rolled up to school, and it was like the talk of the town that day. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, I heard you got hit by a truck. And when you're a kid in school, obviously, like if you think people heard it, then you're just like, well, yeah, I did get hit by a truck. Like, obviously, I mean, nothing can keep me down. I'm Mike. And no little truck's going to hold me back. When, you know, in reality, I got smacked by whatchamacallers, tapped by a truck, and that was it. But yeah, I definitely played that up at school for sure, because you're not gonna, you know, you're a kid at school, and then, you know, girls are like, oh my gosh, what happened to you? You're gonna try to play the sympathy card like crazy, like, because why wouldn't you? It's school, you know. But that was a fun memory. And I remember my friend felt so bad because he had just completely forgot that day. He felt so bad when he found out what happened, but I was like, like the people I was close to, I told him, I was like, it wasn't really that big of a deal. It was a little tap. And I remember later on, we ended up bringing like a chocolate chip cake over to the family that helped me, that got me off the street and gave me the Coke and everything. Like, we went back and dropped off a little cake for them just to kind of say thank you, and you know, it was a whole thing. But yeah, that was a school story. Probably not an embarrassing one, more than just like a crazy time in my life. Just having that happened, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna finish off as we did last week with the school stories. We're gonna finish it there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed yourself. Hopefully you had a cup of coffee, and hopefully you all continue to persevere through this craziness we're all going through right now. Yeah, it seems like in San Antonio, a lot of things have just gotten back to normal, which I understand is what everyone's striving for, to get back to some type of normal. But I don't know. Me personally, I don't think there's going to be a normal at this point. It's going to be adapting to everything going on. And, you know, hopefully, I mean, if anything, at least this whole thing has taught people to wash their hands more, which is another crazy thing to me. Like, I don't understand how people need something like that to happen to begin washing their face, or their hands. I guess their hands in their face. But anyways, I'm going to leave off on that. I hope everybody's doing good out there. I hope everybody had a good week. And we will be back soon. Subscribe to this channel, guys, if you can. If you see a subscribe button somewhere, hit subscribe. That would super duper be awesome. I'm going to try to start putting up some more coffee videos. Not so much like this. This is going to be a weekly thing. But I'm going to try to get it to where we have more like videos, just regular videos. I actually got a video ready to put up, but it ended up, the app that I was using was terrible. So we're going to have to do some finagling with that. But on that note, I love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys rolling with the bumps on this one with me, and going through the trials and tribulations. We found out our setup. Hopefully we can get a little bit more simpler setup, but for now, this is the time being. So anyways, that is it. I love you guys. Y'all be good, and have yourself a good cup of coffee. This has been Mornings with Mike. Thank you.